Welcome to Community TV. My name is Justin Shema, and our guest of today is Danny Ntunda. Danny, welcome to Community TV.
Thank you for having me.
So, who is Danny Ntunda in your own words?
Danny's a young adult of 22 years old. I am a student finishing university. I also work part-time, and yeah, that's who I am. I'm born in Canada, Montreal. I've lived my whole life here in Canada. I've went back to Rwanda a couple of times throughout my youth, and yeah, that's who I am.
Great. So your parents are genocide survivors, and tell us about your experience growing up. About that.
So, see, let's say me, I'm born in 2001. Genocide happened in 94, so I'm born 7 years after. As a child, growing up here, let's say at school, when teachers talk about grandparents or like grand aunties, me as knowing what my parents went through, not having the chance to see my grandparents, for example, not know, like my parents telling me, oh, you know, they're sick or they're something happened and they're not alive anymore. As a kid, you don't really know like the depth of it. You don't know what happened. But as I grew up, you know, when I went to Rwanda and just started to understanding more aspects about life and learning what happened, it affects you in a way. Of course, I wasn't there and I was a kid, but it's like, wow, something like that happened. And as a child, you can't imagine like I put myself in my mom or dad's shoes. And if at their age that they were, something happened to me. It's like right now, if all that happened to me right now, it would be, like, it doesn't make sense, you know? But yeah, I would say it affected me in a way.
Mm-hmm. And what does the word Kwibuka mean to you?
Kwibuka, well, quick like that, you know, to remember.
Mm-hmm.
But in the context of the remembrance, it's to, I would also say never forget, because as time goes by, let's say my kids' kids, it's going to be something that might be far. And it's important for us, like my generation, to keep the flame alive, let them remember, because it's something we want to remember it, Kwibuka, for it to never happen again. So it means a lot, I would say, yeah.
So did your parents tell you about the genocide? Like, did they sit you down and say, then we're going to talk about the genocide against Tutsi?
Not really. So the first time I would say, what I remember, I was in Rwanda in 2012. I think it was my third time going to Rwanda. And we went, my mom used to live in Butare, a city in Rwanda. And we went to where they used to live. And she saw her old place. And I saw my mom cry. And I was 11 years old at that time. And it was the first time, like, real tears, you know? And I was concerned, you know, it's my mom. And that marked me. And I really, like, my curiosity hooked on, and I wanted to, like, it really made me want to understand, like, why. Then, yeah, we spoke, and seeing that really, it hit me in a way that it made me understand, like, right away, okay, this happened. And I started seeing life, like, in a whole different way. And from that day, as I grew up, history class, they talk about stuff like that. And, you know, I listen to what my parents say also, because certain things that may have been said in class may not be the actual thing. And Yeah, as I grow up, I hear stuff, I learn, even till this day now, like to know to they don't eat for days because they're hiding because they're scared for their lives, not knowing if you're gonna see another. Like it's, I can't even imagine it. But yeah, I wouldn't say one day they took me. Okay, this happened, but it happened gradually, and that's how I learned about it.
What would you tell your kids about the genocide against the Tutsi?
Mm, I would say, well, see, it's something to. It's part of my identity as a Rwandan person, coming from Rwandan parents that went through it. Um, if my kids ask me, "Oh, who was your mom's mom, your father's parents?" That it was them, and why aren't they not here anymore? Well, this happened back in the day, something really tragic. Um, and I wouldn't say it in a way to scare them so that I'm scared to go back to, like stuff like that, just make them see it. Like something like that can happen, like it happened already, and we don't want that to ever happen again. And make them informed. So, and them being informed is going to help them spread the word too and never let it die down. And the whole point of Kwibuka can continue on. But yeah.
So you grew up in Canada.
Yeah.
What is it like to be Rwandan Canadian?
Here, I think it's a bit different than, let's say, like America. If somebody comes up to me and asks me, like, where are you from? My reflex is I'm from Rwanda. Yes, I'm Canadian, my nationality is Canadian, but I'm Rwandan. In my household, the culture is Rwandan. My parents speak Kinyarwanda to us. Let's say the food we eat is Rwandan food. Little aspects of the culture that has been imprinted on me since I was born makes me feel more Rwandan than, Canadian. Yes, of course, legal way, my papers, etc. I'm Canadian, but I'm a proud Rwandan. I claim Rwanda as my identity, where I'm from, and if that's how I go about it, I would say.
And you can speak in Rwanda?
Yeah, a little bit. I have an accent.
Tubwiye gato wize Ikinyarwanda.
Nawe bivuze mu rugo bavuga Ikinyarwanda. Rero kumva Ikinyarwanda buri munsi kubyumva neza, ushaka kubimenya. Ndi curious, nshaka kumva ibintu byose. Rero nakomeje kumva, kubaza ibibazo. Narakimenye, nagiye mu Rwanda inshuro nyinshi, kujyayo bavuga Ikinyarwanda ahantu hose. Rero ntabwo nari mfite a choice kukimenya.
Kandi ukivuga neza cyane. Wagiriye inama abajone bagenzi bawe bashaka kwiga Ikinyarwanda bari hano muri Canada?
Sinababwira kushaka kucyumva. Hari abajene ntabwo bashaka kukimenya. Birakomeye, nzi Icyongereza, nzi Igifaransa, ntabwo nkeneye kuvuga Ikinyarwanda. Ariko nimba nuvuga ko uri Umunyarwanda, kuvuga Ikinyarwanda ni ikintu kiri important. Nuza kujya mu Rwanda kushobora kukivuga byakufasha cyane. And ni ikintu mfite abana, Ikinyarwanda ndaza kukivuga, nanjye ndabizi ko
nubyara abana uzavugisha ikinyarwanda. Yego.
Kinyarwanda.
Right.
Yeah.
So your message to the younger generation when it comes to Kwibuka, what would you tell them? Why is it important?
It's important because it's something, like I said, that happened that we never want to happen again. As time goes by, memory fades. Also, let's say things that happened 200 years ago, there's stuff that we may forget a little bit now. But that is something I want to tell them, that if we keep on forgetting it and putting it, making it seem as a small thing, it may stop shedding the light on it. Like, of course we don't want it, but it can, there's risks of it like happening again. Let's say, they forgot about it. We could try and do something again. But no, keeping it alive is going to make everybody aware that we will never forget what was done to us. We never wanted it to happen again. Just spread awareness. Yeah.